Jessica and Zach, and we are from Wild Things Inc. and Zoo U, and what we do is we take in animals that have been hurt, animals that can't be re-released back into the wild, animals that were once illegal pets. We take them in and we work with them. We give them lots of love, lots of attention, and lots and lots of food. And the animals that we can, we train to travel. We travel mostly to school groups to share and educate people, bring these animals up close and personal so you can get a chance to experience what these animals are, where they come from, that kind of thing. Now, we were asked out here today courtesy of California Fish and Game and Department of Water Resources, and we brought some pretty cool animals to share with you guys. Would you like to meet them? We brought some mammals, some fairy creatures. We brought a lot of birds. I hope you guys like birds, yeah? And actually I want to start, before we start, 2 rules, right? First rule, you guys have to stay seated. We can all do that, right? Stay seated. Second rule, you have to be quiet, because even if you're whispering to your neighbor, sometimes that can frighten these animals, and we really don't want to scare them. So, without any further ado, I'd like to start with the first animal. You guys excited to meet him? Yeah? Okay, I want to start with a bird. I want to start with an animal that is adapted to fly and hunt at night. Now, what kind of an animal is adapted to fly and hunt at night? Yeah? Who? Yeah, it's my best owl joke, I'm sorry. Yeah, it is an owl, an absolutely beautiful owl. His name is Hooter, and he is the North American barn owl. Come on out here, Hooter. Wow. He's pretty cool, right? Now this is an owl, this is a North American barn owl, and he is adapted to fly and hunt at night. 2 things that help him the most with this. First, his eyes. Everyone see his eyes? Really big, black, beautiful eyes. Those eyes are so powerful that if we turned up all the lights in this room, if we boarded up all the windows, if it was pitch black, if we couldn't see our hands in front of our faces, and if we put one birthday candle in the middle of this big space, this owl could see everything just as we see it right now. That's how good his eyes are. But there's a problem with his eyes. His eyes are so big, his eyes take up so much room in his owl skull, his eyes are fixed, facing straight forward. Okay, you guys, go hold your chins like this, one like this. Now turn your eyes left and right. You can do that, right? The owl cannot. It's pretty cool. It'd be kind of weird if we woke up in the morning and said, Mum, look at this, I can do this. She'd think you're nuts, but that's actually pretty cool. The owl cannot do that. If he wants to look to the left, his whole head has to turn to the left. If he wants to look to the right, his whole head has to turn to the right. Pretty cool. We've all seen those cartoons, right, where his head goes round and round and round and round. He can't do that. If he did, his head would probably pop off. But he can turn it almost one time all the way around. Now there's something else that helps him when he's flying and hunting at night. And for this, you guys have to be really quiet. You have to be super quiet. Go up above these guys right here, Zach, and hold them way up high. Way up high so everyone can see. Zach's going to ask Hooter to flap his wings. I want you guys to be really quiet, right up above his head. I want you guys to be really quiet and listen to the sound he makes when he poops. No, we wouldn't do that to you. Okay, listen to the sound he makes when he flaps his wings. Listen to this. Do you guys hear anything? Absolutely nothing. Silent flight. This is the stealth bomber of the bird world. He is perfectly adapted to sneak up on those mice and rats. Boom, they're gone. Perfectly adapted for a nighttime hunter. Now, would you guys like to hear Hooter's story, how he came to us at Wild Things? Hooter is actually a very old barn owl. He's about 20 years old. Barn owls only live for about 10 to 15 years. He's an old guy. And Hooter came to us with a broken left wing. Now, owls' bones are hollow. You guys know that, right? They're hollow. They're almost like honeycombs or drinking straws. This is how they're able to fly. Now, when an owl's wing breaks, it bends a little when it heals, and that little bend in his wing means that Hooter can't fly enough to go free. He can fly maybe from Zach over to our raccoon over there, Mister, but he can't fly enough to prey and hunt and feed himself, and so he's been at our center now for 20 years. Speaking about hollow bones, do you guys know how much this owl weighs? Can anyone take a guess? How much does he weigh? 12 pounds? Anybody else got a guess? 6 pounds? 7 pounds? This owl weighs less than half a pound. Less than half a pound. Hollow bones and feathers. That's how he's able to fly so much. A 5-pound bird is a chicken at Foster Farms Fryer. a golden eagle. That bird over there, Spirit, our big bald eagle, she's only 15 pounds. Hollow bones and feathers. Pretty cool. Now, I love Huda and I love being able to share him with you, but do you wish he was flying for you still? I sure do. That's Huda, the North American barn owl. Let's say goodbye to him. Would you guys like to hear a funny story about Huda? Huda has been at our facility for about 15 years. And one day we went into Huda's enclosure and Huda wasn't in his tree. And Huda hadn't eaten his mouse dinner. Now Huda always sits in his tree and he always eats his mouse dinner. Now we knew something was wrong, so we took him to the vet. For 3 days, Huda was there. He didn't eat or drink, he didn't do anything. And on the 3rd day, do you know what he did? Huda laid an egg. After being at Wild Things for about 15 years, we found out he's a girl. And now he feels just fine. But, our next bird. Our next bird is a daytime bird, not a nighttime bird. And he's pretty cool. His name is Lobo, and Lobo means wolf. Now he's called wolf because these birds hunt like how wolves hunt on land. They're very intelligent, they're very aerodynamic, and they are some pretty cool birds. They live in the deserts of California. Would you like to meet him? Would you like to meet Lobo? Okay, I'm going to introduce to you Lobo, the Harris hawk. Come on out here, Lobo. This is pretty cool. This is Lobo, the Harris hawk, and he was actually an ex-falconry bird. So unlike Huda, he still retains the ability to fly. Now, Brandy and Zach have been working with him quite a bit, and he can actually fly quite a distance. Would you guys like to see him fly? Okay, what we're going to do is Zach's going to take him all the way up there. Now, this is the first time we've done this in this place. We've done it before at our facility, but this is the first time here, so if stuff goes wrong, blame it on these guys. Okay? It's okay, we've got pretty good insurance, so it should be alright. But, we're going all the way up there. Very cool. If you guys could do me a favor and stay in your seats. Don't try to grab the bird or touch the bird because you might get a talon to the face and that would be not good. And we'll see if he can fly.
See him one of the stairs? He can fly. Maybe it's the stairs. He's going to climb the stairs.
Is that pretty cool? Yeah. Very cool. Would you guys like to learn a couple things about Lobo? Lobo comes from the desert. Now in the desert there is very few perching areas. There's very few places that a bird such as Lobo can rest and recuperate. One of those places are the huge cacti. Now, pretty cool thing about these birds, they live in groups. And what one bird will do is he'll find a comfortable perch on a cactus and then they'll stack on top of each other, one on top of the other, one on top of each other, and they'll spread their wings out so that they give shade to one below. Pretty cool. After a time, one on the bottom will flip and go up top, and they rotate and they keep this sort of community presence going. It's pretty cool. Now, how powerful is Lobo's eyes? Does anyone know? Yep. He can see half a mile away. His eyes are 4 times stronger than ours. Well, let me put that in perspective. Brandy can see the feathers on Lobo's head. But Lobo can see a pimple forming on Brandy's face. That's how strong his eyes are. Pretty cool. Okay, that is Lobo, our Harris hawk. Let's say goodbye to Lobo. Okay. The next animal I want to bring out is a mammal. And a mammal means she has fur, but she has really special fur. Now she's not very smart, she's not very fast, she's not all that big. She can't see very well, she can't hear very well, but this animal can walk through the woods with cougar, with bear, and she's not afraid. She's not afraid because of this really special head. Would you guys like to meet her? Her name is Phyllis Quiller, and I would like to introduce to you the North American porcupine. Pretty cool, right? Now, this fur, it's not really fur, is it? These are quills. She has over 10,000 needles on her backside. Pretty cool, right? Now, have you heard about porcupines shooting their quills? You all see it in cartoons and movies, right? I've even read about it in some books. Now, would you guys like to see how it's done? How they do this? Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to clap my hands. When I clap my hands, she's going to get really nervous. When she's nervous, she's going to shoot maybe 10 or 20 quills out into the audience. So all you guys in the front rows, duck. curls, does she? This is just hair. It is hair that's sharp and stiff and pokey, but another animal has to touch it for them to be left behind. She can't just be wandering down a trail and say, "Fire missile 6. It doesn't work like that. Pretty good. Now, I said she can't smell or see very well, and that's actually being made worse because she came to us after an accident. Now, Phyllis Kyra was walking along the road and she was hit by a car. The car managed to stop enough in time that she wasn't killed and wasn't seriously hurt, but her equilibrium, her balance is a bit off, and so she's been at our centre now for about 6 years. Pretty cool. Oh. Does anyone know what porcupine like to eat? Yeah? Corn, right. They eat tubers and grasses and leaves and any kind of vegetative material, but her favourite does seem to be corn. Hey, do you guys smell that? Do you smell that smell? It's kind of like a musky sort of, kind of like BO. Do you smell that? That smell? That's brandy. So that is this porcupine. She's not worried about the strong scent. She's not worried about letting her presence known to other porcupines through scent because she's protected by all of these quills. She doesn't care about other animals smelling her or anything like that. Pretty cool. All right, that is Phyllis Kyra, the North American porcupine. Let's say goodbye to Phyllis. Okay, the next animal I'm going to bring out kind of has a bad reputation. I mean, people see it and they go, "Oh my, is she ugly. She's got tiny little black ears. She's got 52 teeth in her mouth, the most teeth of any mammal in North America. She has scraggly grey fur, and she has a long, naked tail." You guys want to meet her? She's pretty cool. Okay, I would like to introduce to you Opie. Let's see if any of you guys know what Opie is. Yeah? Yes. Keep it a secret for everybody else. I think Opie got lost. Where did Opie go? It's so hard to get good help these days. Really? Come on, guys. There we go. What is this? An opossum, and she's not so ugly, is she? She's kind of cute, right? She's very cute. This is the Virginia opossum. And I say Virginia because 200 years ago, these guys didn't live in California. They were brought west with the railroad as a source of food, and since then, they've established themselves. They do very well. They live in our suburban areas. They live in our more rural areas. They do very, very well. They thrive right alongside of us. Now, would you guys like to hear Opie's story, how she came to us? Opie's mum, actually, was crossing the road. This lady was driving down the road really fast, and all of a sudden she sees a ball of grey fur crossing the street. She tries to stop. She hits the brakes as hard as she can, but it's too late and she hits that ball of fur. Now, this lady felt terrible, and she realized that it was an opossum. Very smart lady. She knew that opossums have pouches. They're marsupials. Very brave lady. She got out of her car, she bent down, opened up that pouch. Inside that pouch, 7 little baby opossums, each about the size of my thumb. Now, she didn't know what to do, so she scooped up that whole mess and she brought it up to us at Wild Things. 2 o'clock in the morning, she said, "Here you go." We said, "Thank you very much." We started to take care of them. We fed them on eye droppers, then spoons. They got bigger, stronger, hair came in, eyes opened up. Soon they moved outside in place of a rock, a tree, and a pool, so they could learn to climb and stuff, so they could get ready to go back free in the wild. But something wasn't quite right with Opie. We'd bring food over, 6 of the babies would rush right over and start eating, but Opie, she'd just kind of sniff and shake a little bit. When we brought the dog over to see if they had natural instincts, 6 of the babies would run away, but Opie was just like, "What up, dog?" We knew that something wasn't quite right, so we took her to the vet, and do you know what we found? Opie is almost completely blind. That's right. Do you know what she's doing when she's smelling like that? She's going, "You guys stink." No. She can't see very well, so she has to compensate with her sense of smell. We knew she couldn't be re-released and survive back in the wild, so we've kept her now for about 2 years, and she's become a wildlife ambassador. Pretty cool. Now, opossums. Opossums don't live very long. Opossums only live 4 to 5 years. It's a pretty short life. But in 4 to 5 years, a mum opossum can have over 50 babies. 50 kids. If I had 50 kids, I'd only want to live about 4 or 5 years too. But 50 kids, they can have about 13 babies in their pouch, and when the babies are old enough, they climb up out of mum's pouch, they wrap their tail around some fur, and they ride around piggyback style. They're looking where mum finds food, where mum finds water, they're learning how to be adults. Now how they wrap their tail around some fur. Have you guys heard about the prehensile tail, the grasping tail? Would you guys like to see how it works? Okay, you want to show them that? We're going up. Wow, pretty awesome, right? I would love to have a tail like that. I mean, we're always driving back to the shows. I have to eat my sandwich, talk on the cell phone, drive the car. It'd be so easy if I had a tail to do that as well. But pretty cool. Now another thing about the opossum, they have pouches, like I said. But the pouches, they're not like a kangaroo's. They're not like a pocket. An opossum's pouch goes in sideways. Sounds goofy, but makes sense. Opossums live in trees. They climb up a tree head first, then they turn their wrists, and they climb down a tree head first as well. If you had a pouch like a pocket, what would happen to all your tiny babies? They would fall out. Oh no, my children. That'd be no good. Nature's given them a sideways pouch. The babies stay snug and safe inside. They don't fall to the ground below. Now, Opie is an omnivore. Does anyone know what an omnivore is? Yep. It eats plants and animals, absolutely everything. Beetles, grubs, worms, fruits, flowers, dead stuff, eggs. She's a survivor. She's adapted to eat almost anything around her. Pretty cool. I was at a school once and I said, she's an omnivore. What does omnivore mean? What does omnivore eat? A little kid, about your age, stood up and said, omelets. But no, they don't eat omelets, but they do eat just about everything else to survive. Pretty cool. That is Opie, the Virginia opossum. Let's say goodbye to Opie. Okay, our last animal. Our last animal is a bird, and he's actually my favorite bird. He's my favorite bird, but he doesn't get a very good reputation, much like Opie. People see him and they think, oh, he's ugly, he's not intelligent. They don't think much of this bird. Now, how many of you guys play soccer? How many of you guys play soccer on a team called the Hawks, or the Eagles, or the Falcons? This guy is intelligent, he's social, he's an amazing flyer, but you never hear about a team named after him. Would you guys like to meet him though? Would you still like to meet him? Okay, his name is Whizzer, and Whizzer is a turkey vulture. You guys have seen them all around, right? They're everywhere. They're absolutely everywhere. You see that beautiful silver and black? See how prettily he spreads his wings out for you guys? He's showing off just for you. Now, Whizzer, he is kind of pretty, isn't he? Pretty, isn't he? Come on, he's pretty. Yeah, there we go. He is. He's got that beautiful bald head and everything. Now, why does he have that bald head? Does anyone know? What does he eat?
Dead stuff.
He eats dead stuff. Now, when I say that, people are like, ew, gross, he eats dead stuff. But if we're being honest, all of us eat dead stuff. None of us sees a cow and chases it down the road and tries to chew on its leg. We all eat dead stuff. The difference with this guy though is that he eats carrion, he eats the wings, he is the cleanup crew of the animal world. He keeps everything nice and healthy and clean. Now when he smells something dead, and you see that big nose, he's going searching for dead stuff all the time. When he smells something really gross, really terrible and rotten and awful, you know what he says?
Dinner.
Lunchtime. He flies down and he starts to eat. He eats and he eats and he eats. He puts so much food in that vulture belly. You know he's too heavy to fly? He puts so much food in that vulture belly that he can't get off the ground. Now that's a problem, because if a coyote comes, coyote smells the carrion as well, how's he going to get away? Do you know what he does? Coyote's getting closer and closer, vulture goes, ah! And throws up. Pretty cool ability. The ability to throw up on command whenever you need. Pretty awesome. But the vulture loses his food, but better to lose your food than lose your life. He's then able to fly away. It's pretty neat. Well, he loves Jessica. Whizzer came to us about 7 years ago with a hurt wing. Somebody actually shot him in his left wing. A bird that could do no harm. He's not predatory. He's there to clean up after everybody's messes. And someone had the nerve to shoot him in his left wing, and he was sent to our center, and he's been a part of our crew now for about 7 years, and we love him very much, but I really do wish he was out there soaring free. That's where he truly belongs. Well, that is Whizzer, our turkey vulture, our very pretty turkey vulture. Let's say goodbye to Whizzer. Now, did you guys like those animals?
Yeah.
Yeah? I hope you did. I hope you learned something. Now, I need your help. Well, rather, I don't need your help. Those animals do. Three things before you go. How many of you guys recycle. Cool, very good. And how many of you guys pick up garbage and keep the earth clean? Very awesome. And how many of you guys save your water, preserve your water? Very cool. If we just do those three things, wild animals like those can live right alongside of us, I think that makes the world a really cool place. I want to thank you for coming out. Have a great day at the fair. Hopefully we'll be able to share some new things with you again at a really soon date. Thanks again, guys. Bye.